Welcome. In the next 30 minutes, we're tracing the entire history of the Bible. Not the events inside it, but the incredible journey of the book itself. It starts long before ink touched parchment. For centuries, the stories of God's people, Abraham's call, the Exodus, the laws of Moses were passed down orally. Parents told children around fires. Elders recited them in community gatherings. This was a living, spoken library, meticulously preserved through memory and repetition. But then came a monumental shift. The move from spoken word to sacred scroll. The first major collection was the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, written on animal skins. This was revolutionary. The stories were no longer just in the air. They were fixed, portable, and could be studied. It was the birth of Scripture as a physical object. So why does this ancient history matter to us? Because understanding this first step from trusted speech to trusted text is the foundation. It shows the deliberate care taken from the very beginning to preserve the message. The journey of the word was just getting started, and that trust in the text would soon face its greatest test: how to move from a few precious scrolls to the entire world. But those precious scrolls were in Hebrew, a language most of the world didn't speak. So the word had to travel. The first major leap was translation. Jewish scholars in Egypt translated the Hebrew scriptures into Greek, creating the Septuagint. Suddenly, the message was accessible to a massive Greek-speaking world. Then came the Latin Vulgate by Jerome. This became the standard Bible of Western Christianity for over 1,000 years, placing scripture in the hands of priests and scholars across an empire. But the real revolution wasn't just language, it was mass production. For centuries, Bibles were copied by hand, one painstaking letter at a time. They were rare, expensive, and controlled. Then, in the 1440s, Johannes Gutenberg invented the movable type printing press. His first major project? The Gutenberg Bible. This changed everything. Now the word could be printed not in dozens of copies, but in hundreds, then thousands. It was no longer locked in monasteries. It could be placed directly into people's hands. This was divine preservation meeting human ingenuity. Empires tried to control it, authorities tried to censor it, but the message proved unstoppable. From a few scrolls in Jerusalem, it spread across continents and languages, becoming the most distributed book in human history. But how did it get from those ancient manuscripts to the specific Bible on your shelf today? So how did we get from thousands of ancient manuscripts to the specific readable Bible you can pick up right now? It's the work of textual criticism. Scholars don't just pick one old manuscript. They compare thousands, Greek, Hebrew, Syriac, looking for the most reliable reading. Think of it like a family tree of copies. By tracing the branches, they can spot a scribal error in one line and correct it with older, more reliable witnesses. This isn't guesswork. It's a meticulous, consensus-driven science. The goal is breathtakingly simple: to recover as closely as possible the original words as the authors first wrote them. Then comes translation. Committees of linguists and theologians take that reconstructed original text and work phrase by phrase into modern language. They debate the best way to carry the meaning, not just the dictionary definition, but the cultural weight and poetic force, into English, Spanish, Mandarin, or your heart language. The result? That book on your shelf is not a distant cousin to the original story. It is a direct, carefully crafted link. Every chapter, every verse, has been faithfully preserved and purposefully delivered to you. This 30-minute history shows one thing clearly. The message was meant to get out. It was meant to find you. Empires fell, languages changed, but the story of God's relentless love for you was never lost. It survived fire, censorship, and centuries, traveling across continents and through the hands of countless faithful people, so it could finally land right here in yours. So open it. That's the invitation. Start in Genesis, start in John. Explore this story for yourself. Because this isn't just history, it's your history. And this book is your direct line home.